How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring the Z52 in Arena. I honestly thought Legendary Tier Arena was going to be at the ending of this update instead of the beginning. I thought it was going to be 7, 8, then Legendary, and I wasn't going to have Z52 and Vermont to try out in Arena. But Arena, Legendary Tier, first one, we still have it, so we're playing Z52. Especially because now the arena leaderboard is based on base XP instead of all your boosters and your first win bonuses, which destroyers and cruisers are going to be sort of cracked in getting base XP. Well, at least in my opinion. In standard battle, cruisers and destroyers, whenever I play them, do earn a lot more XP than whenever I play battleships, which generally is what happens, mainly because, well, cruisers, well, I only play radar cruisers, so kind of dumpster enemy DDs, and when we play DDs, we dumpster enemy DDs anyway. So playing a destroyer, especially one as strong as Z52 in DD fights, is honestly kind of cracked. Obviously, only the CCs right now have Z52, but Daring is also going to be another good one. Really, any of the destroyers that are good in DD fights, Kaba, Gearing, all really good for Arena, especially now that it's base XP. But yeah, I just had a feeling Z52 was just going to be absolutely ridiculous in Arena, and it kind of is. But yeah, in this one I am using Bay, and I do have Mortar, but I've sort of been contemplating switching over to the Sonar skill that gives you 2 more but reduces your sonar duration, mainly because there's 4 teams. And, well, in this one, it's 2-man teams. It's not an actual full match with 3-man teams. But having to deal with 4 teams, possibly with multiple destroyers, you kind of need the sonar, because Z52 in DD fights, it's an all or nothing. When you use your sonar and smoke, you just hope to catch them in the sonar range when you get spotted, and then hopefully you're able to kill them off quickly enough before your smoke and sonar duration ends. And, well, there being 4 teams, Z52 stock only has 2 smokes and 2 sonars, so realistically you're only going to be able to do it twice, and with 4 teams, chances are you might need to do it 3 or even 4 times, which is why I've been thinking switching over to that sonar skill might actually be useful. It wasn't as useful in standard battle, in my opinion, simply because, well, once you go in, use your smoke and sonar and you kill their DD, there's probably not that many more DDs that you have to deal with anyway. And then once, or if you're able to kill off the enemy DDs early on, then it kind of just turns into a steamroll for your team. But in Arena, since there's more than one team, and every team being sort of mirrored, at least in terms of the class of ship, having more sonars does seem like it's going to kind of be important. And even in this match, we ran out of consumables. But, luckily though, the 2 other destroyers that we would have had to fight got killed, so we didn't necessarily have to deal with them, which we were kind of lucky. But if we did, we probably would have been in a lot of trouble not having smoke and sonar, especially after our teammate died so early, and also being pinched from both the other red team and the orange team. You could see the Colombo smoke, and we saw some shells earlier. But yeah, we already used 1 smoke and sonar, and there's still 2 other full teams that we have to deal with, which, now that our teammates did, we kind of have to rat, especially not having the smoke and sonar, which is honestly something I kind of like about Daring a little better than Z52. Because Daring has those short burst smokes, so you can smoke up a lot more and farm with your main guns a lot more. And Daring having such good main battery DPM and also fire chance, in this game, after our teammate died, we would still be able to do a lot more than just become a torp boat. Simply because we can smoke up and farm a little more. And you're going to see with this Colombo that we launched our torps at, we're going to hit him. He's going to be pretty low. and also flooding. But with the enemy teams pushing in on both, well, the left and right, can't exactly start shooting because I feel like they're all just going to shoot at me, and then we're going to lose too much of our HP not having smoke. And since we're trying to win and get as much XP as possible, losing HP unnecessarily, not the best. So we kind of just have to hope the Columbo floods out, but unfortunately he actually had a damage con like right at the last second, and orange team got the kill. But now we just kind of have to rat a little if we're gonna win. Seeing the Columbo out there, Schlieffen charging into the cap, I have a feeling Columbo's gonna start turning into the cap, so even though the Columbo was still sailing to the left, I launched it to the right, just in hopes of catching him, trying to push into the cap. But now we kind of just have to keep sailing around, trying to reset, because there is still 2 destroyers and 2 pretty healthy battleships that we're gonna have to try to deal with to win. And now we're just gonna try to put ourselves in a spot where we can kind of deal with both teams without being in between them. And luckily we actually find the Cobb as we're sailing into these islands. Schlieffen is still sailing away, or his sonar went down. Either way, we're now unspotted. And now that we know where orange DD is and at least 1 red battleship is, we can kind of position ourselves in a spot where we're never gonna find ourselves in between 2 teams, because that's just a quick way to die. So we just keep sailing towards the back of the dark red team. Hopefully we can find the Shima, and Schlieffen is unable to help. Schlieffen secondaries though, kind of scary to deal with, and I'd rather not get shredded, especially not having the best detection since I am using mortar. Shima is definitely going to be able to outspot me. Schlieffen though stops and looks like he's gonna start reversing, so I just kind of hold my torps until he does start reversing, just so that we know he is gonna sail closer to us. Also, I kind of just use my gamer intuition. Since he's reversing, he's trying to hide from the Columbo that's sailing in from the top right. He's probably gonna turn left, closer to the island to get behind quicker. So, hoping those torps actually catch him. And, well, if they do, great. And then we'll just have a low HP battleship and a full HP Columbo to deal with. But maybe in the meantime, the dark red destroyer finds the enemy Columbo, and then I don't have to really deal with it, which would be great. I do get outspotted right now, and I know it's the Shima, but I'm kind of hoping I don't have to use my sonar yet. Although Schlieffen secondaries start lobbing over the island, and yeah, I can't let the Shima just keep outspotting me. So I pop my sonar. He is unfortunately sailing away. And now we've used our second and last sonar. We did land 4 torps on Schlieffen, by the way, and kind of good. He is much lower for the Columbo to deal with, and Shima sailing away from me, only launching 1 rack. He should still have 2 for the Columbo that he's sailing towards. So I'm kind of hoping they can somehow kill each other off, and then I need to just try to find both of the DDs, a Cobb and a Shima, in order to win. That's kind of what we need to happen. We need them to kind of kill each other while just being a pest. Shima though turned around, and I was not expecting that. I thought he was going to keep going after the Columbo and just let me chase from behind or something, but he turned around, started running from Columbo, and well, we still have our sonar, and yeah, there's not really anything the Shima can do. But now that we're going to kill the Shima, Columbo is still pretty healthy, unless Shima launched torps at it and landed it that I didn't see. And we also have to deal with a Cobb that's pretty healthy. The cap is contested though, so we know he's in there. But we have 40 seconds left on our sonar, and also no smokes remaining. So we need to make a move now. If the Cobb was sailing around the island, he would be right in front of us. But we do see Schlieffen secondaries starting to shoot. So we know Schlieffen caught the Cobb in sonar. Hopefully he doesn't eat Cobb torps. And luckily Schlieffen secondary shred the cob, and now we don't have to deal with the destroyer not having smoke or sonar. This is what I was talking about, being lucky that we didn't have to deal with it, because our sonar has 5 seconds left. If we did, we would have no consumables, and well, you can see on the map the cob did have smoke. So if I started fighting the cob without smoke and their Columbo was able to keep me spotted, I would just simply get farmed without being able to kill off the cob, and then it would just turn into a loss. Luckily though, now it's just the 2 enemy battleships. We just keep sailing away, putting ourselves in a spot to not get caught by the 2 of them. And then, if anything, we can try to reset or just kill one of them. Every team has 1 kill except me, I have 2. If they end up killing each other, then they'll have 2 kills, and then I would have to kill one of them in order to secure a win, because the team with the most kills, if you don't cap the objective, will end up winning. So hopefully Schlieffen doesn't get himself killed against the Columbo, and then I'll have to go and kill the Columbo, which could be difficult, but at the same time, it should still be possible. I mean, I'm in a destroyer. There's no way for them to spot me. Schlieffen is the only one that has a chance with his long-range sonar, but even then, I am playing passively enough that I'm probably not going to get spotted. And I feel like I'm confident enough that I'm just going to get another solo warrior. But all we really need to do now is just keep sailing around, spotting the battleships, torping, resetting if we need to. Hopefully we can get a kill off of either the Schlieffen or Columbo and then guarantee a win, and then we can just kind of reset and sail away, which honestly is ideal. Although I know Schlieffen is pretty low, and also the Columbo's pretty healthy, so if I had to guess, Columbo is going to kill off the Schlieffen. Although, if they do end up trading, because Schlieffen does have torps, if he gets lucky enough to land the torps and kill him off, then yeah, them trading means I also win. Schlieffen is spotted though. Columbo is behind the island and he's turning broadside. I'm a little worried. He's also sailing to the right, and I can't torp him right now because, well, there's just a big island that's gonna eat it all. I'm hoping he doesn't beach just so that he can actually turn away and not get killed by the Columbo. But he does actually not make the turn and beaches. So I just need to launch my torps now, and hopefully I'm able to get him before the Columbo does. Considering that I am sailing to the left and that's where the secondaries were, I think Columbo ended up turning in, and he's actually going like to the right side of that island instead of pushing the side that I guess the secondaries were shooting on the left. So hopefully we have time. Columbo actually does get to shoot the Schlieffen. It leaves him on a sliver of HP, and we do actually land a torpedo, getting our 3rd kill. Now there's nothing Columbo can do. He needs to kill me in order to win, or cap, but I'm pretty sure the cap takes 2.5 minutes, and there's not that much time left on the game clock. So we just keep sailing away now, and then we can reset at least once when we want to, just to get the ribbons and more XP. So this is pretty much a guaranteed win, unless I severely mess up and get spotted. But I don't plan on bungling it that badly, so we just sail away, we spot the Columbo, and it's beyond our detection, so that's pretty much a GG. I did have a feeling though he was just going to keep charging in towards where we launched the torps from, because I have a feeling he knows that he needs to get a kill or cap. But yeah, there's definitely not enough time left on the clock for the cap, and well, him charging towards where we launched the torps from, he beaches on the Schlieffen, and yeah, I don't think he has any sort of chance, even if we were on our north side of the cap, for him to actually find us. But now we're getting close to another island. I'm just gonna wait long enough that I can shoot and then not get shot back at, and then we can just get the resets. We will have Columbo secondary shoot, but we have more than enough HP that we won't die from a few sap hits. And yep, there's the resets. There's not a lot of time left on the clock, and now we just sail away. Hopefully Columbo stops and like starts reversing, thinking I might shoot again when I get to the other side, and then my torps will catch him. But if it doesn't, Either way, it's still a win. So we just keep sailing away. Torps, traveling, hitting the island. Colombo went forward to run away. But luckily we have 3 kills to their 1. And that is a GG. Honestly though, getting a solo warrior in arena honestly takes away from getting solo warriors in standard. Just because I'm pretty sure most of my solo warriors are actually in arena. But still, a win's a win. Kind of wish we didn't get medals in this mode. But we do get 4k base XP for this. Now can you imagine if there were full teams of 3 DDs? The kind of XP we could get in Z52. I mean, I'm sure we could push maybe 5k or something. But yeah, all things considered, using sonar, not bad. Like I said, in this one I was using Bay with mortar, but I kind of thought about switching it to this skill that gives you a couple more sonars, mainly because yeah, we ran out and I feel like we might have needed it. Better to have and not need than need and not have. But that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully see you guys out there in the next one, and aloha.